How am I even going to share anything? Hey guys, good afternoon. Oh, it's not even afternoon yet. Good morning, you guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know if you guys can hear me on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all of the places. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me see. Okay, yep. Instagram is up. Okay, guys. So what we about to talk about, give me a hot second, is that the IRS has basically caught up all of the fraudulent, thank you, Evelyn Law, I think Eve Law. The IRS has basically caught up all of the folks that did that PPP forgiveness and it was not properly done right, or it was done incorrectly, or you misuse the funds, whatever the scenario is, right? And I've been giving you guys multiple scenarios throughout the time. The IRS have actually caught up with the people. The IRS has caught up with the people. Give me 1 second, y'all. So that's what we're talking about in today's live stream, y'all. So I think I got about 45 minutes to have this discussion with you guys. So if you have any questions, if you're on Instagram, put your questions in the Q&A. If you're on YouTube or anywhere else, put your comments in the comment box. Guys, give me 1 second on Instagram. Let me check my email so I can forward it to my other emails so I can share my screen. I thought I had everything ready for you guys, so just 1 second, y'all. Here's my email. All right. All right, y'all, I'm back. So I was able to forward it to my regular email. So we about to rock this thing on out. Let's see. Come on in. What email address? Okay, yeah, I got it. Alrighty, guys. So we rocking it out. So if you guys are watching us on YouTube, you can see my screen. If you're watching me on Facebook, you can see my screen. But if you guys are watching me on Instagram, you guys cannot see my screen. And I'm about to get ready to share my screen. And then we're about to have a discussion. So if you want to see my screen, head over to my YouTube page, which is Folasade TV. So you guys can see my screen. And if you guys are watching this, please share this video as well. All right, guys. So we're about to first start off with reading the article, and then we're going to go from there, okay? So it says the IRS advises that improperly forgiven Paycheck Protection Program loans are taxable. So why am I having this discussion? Because last year, when I was telling the people that even if your loan was forgiven, that if it was done fraudulently or if you misused the funds, then you still have a chance of getting yourself caught up. Y'all, they beat me down. They called me all sorts of names. Basically said I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Everything. They dogged me out, y'all. So being though who I am, I always make projections because of my professional and personal experiences. So last year, when everybody was getting their loans forgiven, I made projections. I said that if you had got that PPP loan fraudulently, then you need to make sure you claim it as taxable income. If your loan was even forgiven, it can still be considered fraud or not done right, depending on the circumstances. The people beat me up, so we about to dive into this. So the Internal Revenue Service recently issued guidance addressing improper forgiveness of a Paycheck Protection Program loan. The guidance confirms that when a taxpayer's loan is forgiven based upon misrepresentation or omissions, okay, misrepresentation, meaning they falsified the paperwork, or omissions, meaning they left something out or omitted something or changed some numbers or something. The taxpayer is not eligible to exclude the forgiveness from income and must include in income the portion of the loan proceeds that were forgiven based upon misrepresentations or omissions. So the IRS is basically saying that if you know that you misrepresented it, your forgiveness application, then you need to be claiming that income. You need to be claiming that loan as income. If you omitted some information when you applied for the PPP forgiveness, and you have to now claim it as income, okay? Taxpayers who inappropriately receive forgiveness of their PPP loans are encouraged to take steps to come into compliance by, for example, filing amended returns that include forgiving loan proceeds amount. So the IRS is basically saying for all of y'all that then got that PPP loan and it was forgiven, okay, then guess what? You need to be amending your tax return to include that loan in your income. Remember, guys, if you sell drugs, right? If you're a drug dealer, then you need to include that illegal money in your tax return. If you do any shady scamming and all of that stuff, all of that is still supposed to be claimed as income. This is why the IRS is able to bring up RICO cases, okay? Because it was a group of people that did the scam and they all deliberately did not claim the scam income on their tax return. So if you out there scamming, boo, you need to be filing that as income, okay? So it says, and guys, if you're watching this on Instagram, you want to see my screen, head over to Folasade TV, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can watch what I'm reading for yourself, okay? It says, this action underscores the Internal Revenue Service's commitment to ensuring that all taxpayers are paying their fair share of taxes, said IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick. We want to make sure that those who are abusing such programs are held accountable, and we will be considering all available treatment and penalty streams to address the abuses. Many PPP loan recipients who received loan forgiveness were qualified and used the loan proceeds properly to pay eligible expenses. However, the IRS has discovered that some, see, listen to this, guys. They said the IRS. They didn't say the Department of Justice. Remember, I told you guys when I first started coming on here that this is going to be a collective effort between the Department of Justice, the IRS, the banks, and everything. So the IRS is discovering this stuff. The IRS. So it says, however, the IRS has discovered that some recipients who received loan forgiveness did not meet one or more eligibility conditions. Now, how the IRS know what conditions if they're not working in cahoots? How the IRS know what conditions if they're not working in cahoots? Do the IRS know what you put on your application? You know what they notice? Is because everything was based on a percentage. Everything was based on a percentage of the tax return that you had on file from the previous year. See, a lot of you guys thought that y'all was slick and there was no way for them to determine what you was really supposed to be receiving and what the income that you really claimed, when all it is was just a percentage. You were supposed to take a percentage of XYZ income, and that was what the loan amount you were supposed to be receiving. They also, the IRS, because you guys filed your tax return, as I'm thinking about this, when you filed your tax return, you included some of the expenses, and the IRS like, okay, so you said on your PPP application you had W-2 employees, but on your tax return, you don't have any W-2 employees. On your PPP application, you said you have rent, but on your tax return, you don't have rent. On the PPP, you said you had a business, but on your tax return, you never filed that business. So there's just so much to this, guys. I wish you did not do this mess. I tried my very best to prevent you guys from getting into this type of mess, and look what then happened. Look what then happened. The IRS then got y'all. If you guys watching this on YouTube, on Instagram, please come to the YouTube channel so you guys can see my screen. If you guys on Facebook, please share this, guys, because the IRS then got them, y'all. All them people with the PPP loans that was dogging y'all out, talking about, oh, this reparations, you supposed to do this. For all of my clients that did not qualify or was rejected and still took it and did the right thing and said, you know what, I'm just gonna just don't even worry about it and still focus on your business. Pat yourselves on the back for everybody that did it right. For all of y'all that did not do it right, they got you. The IRS specifically just says they discovered this. Okay. All right, let's go back to the article. It says, however, the IRS has discovered that some recipients who received loan forgiveness did not, oh, I think I read that, right? Did not meet one or more eligibility conditions. These recipients receive forgiveness of their PPP loan through misrepresentation. Misrepresentation or omission. So let me Google what tax fraud means. So the IRS said tax fraud is often defined as an intentional wrongdoing on the part of a taxpayer with the specific purpose of evading a tax known or believed to be owed. Tax fraud requires both a tax due and owing and a fraudulent intent. And see, this is where now this becomes tax fraud because of the second layer thing, which is fraudulent intent. It says fraud is deception by misrepresentation. Let me stop sharing my screen really quick and go to that so you guys can see this. Give me 1 second, guys. So we all can be on the same page. So y'all can all see why I've been fussing for y'all, for everybody to say, oh, she need to be quiet. This. And all y'all done dog me out. Even y'all on Instagram, y'all done dog me out too. And that's cool. Not even understanding that everything I do to prevent you guys from making these daggone mistakes. And that's exactly what I did 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I've been diligently trying to prevent you guys from doing this. So the IRS consider fraud is deception by misrepresentation of material facts. What did they say in that thing? Misrepresentation. Or silence when good faith requires expression, which results in material damage to one who relies on it. So the material damage is the IRS and the government. So you materially, financially damaging the government by fraudulently getting that PPP and fraudulently trying to get it forgiven. Simply stated, it is obtaining something of value, which was the loan proceeds, from someone else through deceit, which is the government. So for all of you guys that have fraudulently used your tax return and gotten that PPP loan, you have also in turn done tax fraud. All right, guys, so let's go back to our reading, okay? It says these recipients receive forgiveness of their PPP loan through misrepresentation or omission or omission and either did not qualify. See, this is the thing, guys. They got y'all. They got y'all. Either did not qualify to receive a PPP loan or misused the loan proceeds. The PPP loan program, this is their verbiage, was established by the Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Security Act, which is the CARES Act, to assist small U.S. businesses that were adversely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic in paying certain expenses. The PPP loan program was further extended by the Economic Aid to Hard-Hit Small Businesses, Nonprofits, and Venues Act. Under the terms of the PPP loan program, lenders can forgive the full amount of the loan if the loan recipients meet their conditions. Condition number one, the loan recipient was eligible to receive the PPP loan. See, that's where a lot of you guys got into a major issue or gotten yourself into a major issue because you were not even eligible to even receive the PPP loan. First off, problem number one. Okay, it says, an eligible loan recipient is a small business concern, independent contractor, eligible self-employed individual, sole proprietor, business concern, or a certain type of tax-exempt entity. The business also was in business on or before February 15th, 2020, and had employees or independent contractors who were paid for their services, or was a self-employed individual, sole proprietor, or independent contractor. Condition number two, the loan proceeds. So if you guys are just coming in right now, the topic of discussion is that the IRS got you. If you got that PPP fraudulently, they got you. If you now got the PPP and it was forgiven fraudulently, they got you. If you misused the funds, they got you. They're connecting the dots between your tax returns, and they're working fast because the IRS just released this morning. Y'all just started filing the returns, what, February of this year for 2021, and they already digging deep. Come on now. So condition number two, the loan proceeds had to be used to pay eligible expenses such as payroll costs, rent, entrance on the business mortgage, and utilities. The loan recipient had to apply for loan forgiveness. The loan forgiveness application required a loan recipient to attest to eligibility, verify certain financial information, and meet other legal qualifications. Let me read that again for you guys. The loan recipient had to apply for forgiveness. So you applied for it. So you intentionally did it, intentionally submitted a fraudulent PPP forgiveness application. Okay. And the loan forgiveness application required a loan recipient to attest. That means you're verbally saying that you are eligible. You are saying that this information is correct. You are saying that when they say attest, that means you're saying that you certify this information on here. You attested to your eligibility. You had to verify certain financial information and meet other legal qualifications. If the three conditions above are met, then under the PPP loan program, the forgiven portion is excluded from income. If the conditions are not met, then the amount of the loan proceeds that were forgiven but do not meet the conditions must be included in income, and any additional income tax must be paid. So even if your loan was forgiven, right, and 50% of that was for expenses that it didn't qualify for, then you will have to claim 50% of the forgiven portion. So let's say, for example, your loan was $1,000, right? And your payroll was $500. And then you didn't have rent and all of those other eligible expenses. So that leave you with $500 over, right? Let's say they forgave the whole 1,000. Now you were required to file that additional $500 that didn't qualify for forgiveness legally on your tax return. Let me know, guys, if you're getting this If you're with me, should I continue on? Let me know. Put one in the chat. Let me know if you guys see my screen. And don't forget to share this. If you guys on Instagram, you cannot see my screen, so you don't know what I'm reading from. So if you want to, head over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. It's Folasade TV, Folasade TV. Okay. All right, so here at the bottom, y'all, this is where it gets even more bad, right? It says to report tax-related illegal activities relating to PPP loans. They want you guys to submit a form to refer people that you know of that have gotten their PPP loans forgiven, and you know that they don't have a business, and you know that they didn't qualify for. The IRS is giving you guys the information to also report the people. Form 3949-A. They want you to refer people to them. So Queen E says, and the people who did these PPP loans for them will be in trouble as well. You are right. And that is exactly what I said. They're coming after those people too. They're next on the totem pole. Okay. So it says the purpose of this form that the IRS then easily provided for you guys says use form 3949-A to report alleged tax law violations by an individual, a business, or both. So the IRS is trying to recruit you guys to start snitching on people. Okay. And then they have the whole list of alleged tax law violations that they want you guys to report on this form, which is false exemptions, which is when somebody then claim, you know what? The IRS, you know what, they wrong. I'm mad. I've been warning y'all all these years. Me and my team and I have been diligently trying to school you guys on the proper way of reducing your taxes legally. And I've always been against you guys claiming people children and all of these fake businesses. I've been against that from the beginning, guys. We are above all of that. But now the IRS is trying to get everybody all in one, y'all. They want y'all to report the PPP fraud. They want you guys to report people that claim other people's children. They gave y'all the form to report anybody and everything. Like, this is shameful, guys. Come on now. I've been asking y'all for years now to let's do things right. Can we really start doing things right now? Y'all really seeing it. I've been telling you guys this for a very, very long time. So let me stop sharing because y'all not even seeing the form on YouTube. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sitting there thinking y'all can see the form. Keep forgetting that once you go to one tab, right, it changes. Okay, so here's the form, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me repeat myself really quick. So here's the form 3949. And don't think I'm happy about this. I'm not happy about this. The way that I function sometimes, I laugh to keep from crying. Like if I cried on y'all every day, okay, y'all done already messed up. I can't cry no more. Y'all done already messed up. Now we need to clean up this mess. So this form that the IRS then provided specifically surrounding the PPP fraud, this form, they also are stating that you can report other tax violations of those people. So if you know somebody that's doing other type of fraud, the IRS like, here you go, here's the form and here's the list. So they say, if you know somebody that claimed a false exemption, meaning they claim persons as dependents they are not entitled to claim, they want you to use that form as well. If a person you know of have false deductions, meaning they claim false or exaggerated deductions to reduce their taxable income, the IRS is saying use that form too. Multiple filings. The IRS said that if you file more than one tax return to receive fraudulent refunds, they want you to report them too. If they have an organized crime, just like that RICO stuff we was talking about, which they are a member of a group of persons who engage in illegal enterprises such as drugs, gambling, loan sharking, extortion, or laundering illegal money through a legitimate business, they want you to report them. So the IRS then provided y'all the form, and I'm not going to go all the way down each one. If you guys want to see each and every tax violation that they have on this form, come to my YouTube channel, Folasade TV, and you guys can easily see each and every last one of them. And the list goes on. It is a total of, oh y'all, they even went to being petty and said people that you know that haven't filed a tax return. So if you know somebody that haven't filed a tax return in years, the IRS said, go ahead on, use this form and report them. And what's even sad is that all you have to do is check here each alleged violation of that person that you're reporting. So if you think they violated false exemption, check it off. If you think they did something else, check it off. Like, it's all there, and that's painful. Okay. For me personally, because they are now recruiting the everyday person to start reporting people. So why am I talking about this right now? Because y'all hard-headed. Y'all got real people like me out here coming up here telling y'all the truth, and y'all actually y'all believe everybody else that was shooting y'all BS. They were shooting y'all BS talking about it's reparations. They were shooting y'all BS saying that you can easily get that loan forgiven if you did this. They were saying, just qualifies, basically acting like it was free money. And y'all didn't listen to me. Y'all dogged me out. Here we go. Once again, Sade is right. I'm right. So with that being said, what do I get out of all of this? The IRS is telling you guys how to clean yourself up. And I said this before. You need to amend your tax return and include the PPP loan on your tax return. If you don't go and amend the return yourself, more than likely the IRS will amend the return to you and issue you penalties and interest charges. Okay. Another issue, if the amount of the PPP loan increases your income above 25%, then it now will be considered tax fraud. It can lead to maybe criminal tax fraud. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Because normally I will pull this out from one of my audit notices. And I think I tried to find one of my audit notices the other day for a client, and I wasn't able to find it easily in this meeting. So we have a lot of major issues that's happening right now. A lot of people have gotten that PPP loan and they didn't have a business. So the IRS is waiting for you guys to update your tax returns. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if that will be considered an admission of guilt, basically saying that you did things wrong. I'm not sure, right? So we have issues. We have issues, guys. Major, major, major issues. I'm searching online, guys. See, this is why I have to have that notice. And just because I wanted to find it for you guys, I can't find it once again. And see, the bad part about it is I just wasn't expecting to show you guys that, because if I did, I would have had it. I would have had it out. Okay, so do you guys have any questions before I go and prepare for my 12 o'clock? Do you guys have any questions at all? Any questions at all about the PPP loan forgiveness? The IRS got y'all. I've been warning y'all for years. When they first started administering those loans, I gave you guys what not to do, and y'all still fell for the bait. So the reality is you set yourself up. You set yourself up. You guys chose to willfully apply for those loans, or somebody convinced you to willfully apply for those loans when you know you didn't have a business, when you know that you didn't have employees, when they asked you to falsify the applications, when they started creating payroll documents and all of those things and tax returns for you, that should have been a red flag. The moment that they asked you guys for a high, give me 1 second. Once they started asking you guys for those high fees, okay, then that should have also been a red flag for you guys. Angela says, great information. Thank you. Okay, so Bernadette says, yes, people will be flagged because they can see who got the PPP loans. Exactly. So Queenie says, so do you think they will flag these when people start to file? Yes, they already started to flag it with when people started to file this 2021 tax return. And once again, I pre-warned you guys that once you guys start filing your returns, that is all that they needed. Both the banks to consider that you fraudulently applied for the loans and also the IRS. What I didn't consider was that the IRS was going to take their own initiative to see whether or not y'all qualify. I thought that the Department of Justice would probably start, delegating that. I didn't think the IRS was just going to take it up. But I recall in a video that I did last year when the commissioner stated that it was his mission to collect all fraudulent PPP loan recipients. He said it was his mission. And now when I think about it, yeah, what did I expect? You know what I mean? What did I expect? Okay. At that point. So guys, we just have some issues. And what's really sad is that this now, a lot of people are going to end up in jail. A lot of people are going to end up owing a lot of money in tax debt, possibly losing their assets and things like that. Because when you owe a significant amount of money, right? They can start to levy and do garnishments. So this is just bad across the board, guys. It is depressing for me. I'm going to be honest, to know, because I saw it online. Okay, so I just pulled up attempt to evade or defeat taxes. So because you guys did not include the original PPP forgiven amount on it, your tax return can fall within the Internal Revenue Code 7201, the attempt to evade or defeat taxes. It says any person who willfully attempts, and see, the reason why it will be considered this is because if you didn't claim the illegal portion of the forgiven part of the loan, you misrepresented your tax return. You willfully misstated your income. Hey, Tommy, how are you? So it says here, any person who willfully attempts in any manner to evade or defeat any tax imposed by this title or the payment thereof shall, in addition to other penalties provided by the law, be guilty of a felony, and upon conviction thereof shall be fined not more than $100,000 for individuals and $500,000 in corporations, or imprisoned not more than 5 years, or both together with the cost of prosecution. So if your PPP loan was $100 and something thousand, and you didn't claim any of it on your tax return, that means you willfully understated your income by $100,000, which more than likely that will exceed 25% of your gross receipts of your income, which can be now considered criminal tax fraud, criminal tax evasion. See, guys, this is why I first of all, the more and more I start to really try to build my firm, right? I realized that taxes is not a game. I don't even know how people can just pop up and confidently pay taxes for people. But, you know, if you guys listen to TT, which is, y'all think that y'all can file your own tax returns and y'all goody. So here we are. Here we are. So many of you guys did not do things right, and it was deliberate. It was intentional. And you thought that was free money. And now the IRS got y'all. Because when you went to file your tax return, you forgot you had a business. Who forget they got a business if you really got a business? When you filed your tax return, Rich Nettie said, I got a tax lawyer. It cost me $5,000. Yep. That's right. And then if they got to go to tax court, it might be another $15, $20. So guys, y'all got about 5 minutes. Post your questions, your concerns, anything before I go. So Queenie say, from what you have said, I know a lot of people who are going to be in big trouble. I know, Queen. That's why I'm concerned. But remember, I was the person that everybody said that I didn't know nothing. I didn't know what I was talking about. And that's what's that's what I don't like. See, y'all don't share the stuff when I'm pre-warning y'all and I'm giving y'all predictions on how to protect yourselves. Y'all share it when people ridiculing me, saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. Or y'all engage when people ridiculing me. Y'all don't engage and be like, oh, she been telling y'all do right for years. Oh, she been doing this for years. But y'all not listening. Yeah, Tommy, you know they were wrong. Do you remember that, Tommy, when I was going live saying that? And they was talking about, I didn't know what I was talking about. Oh gosh, Bernadette says she know a lot of people too. You see what I'm talking about, y'all? For a quick 5,000. For a quick 5,000, y'all, we gotta stop falling prey. And then what everybody was saying online, oh, the government set us up. Oh, thank you, Tommy. So you remember they was dogging me out, Tommy. So I didn't know what I was talking about. I'm wrong. I haven't been wrong, not to toot my own horn, y'all. This is God's work right here. God have not steered me wrong in steering you guys in the right direction. He have not. They dogged me out, y'all. Now look, all of the people that did those PPP loans for y'all, you be ready to snitch on them. Be ready. At least y'all will be in the jail cell together or paying restitution together, rather it just being you, you know. But the reality is, guys, we have to understand that let's stop taking shortcuts. Let's stop trying to get rich quick. Let's stop this mess, y'all. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Don't laugh. It's true. I'm tired, y'all. Y'all that stressed me out. And I think that's why I burnt out you guys when I was giving you guys the content, because I saw you guys doing bad. And it burnt me out. It burnt me out. So Angela says, so do we warn them or do we sit back and sip our tea? Let's sit back. You know what? I've been warning them. This is my warning. Okay. Now, y'all warning could be sharing this video. You know what I mean? But let's sit back and drink our tea, because they dogged y'all out. They dog. And what else? Like my clients was even telling me, girl, Folasade, such and such told me, like my friend said this to me, my friend did this, said this to me, I'm stupid for listening to you. And yes. Now, remember I told you guys a month ago that the new scam going to be the employer retention credit. Guess what my ladies that said? They're getting calls on the front end. Oh, I see Folasade on Instagram. Such and such got $30,000. Is that legit? Is that legit? I can't make this stuff up, guys. That's one of my administrators said. I was like, oh gosh, I just said this 2 months ago, and the scamming is already starting with the employee retention credit and the COVID relief credit and all of this stuff. So let's not fall prey to that either, guys. I warned you guys on another video not to fall prey to that scam. Okay. So, guys, do you have any questions at all or any concerns? And I appreciate you guys' feedback and enjoying and joining me this mid-morning / mid-afternoon. I just wanted to kind of come here and give you guys an update as to what's happening. And the IRS did give you guys instructions on amending the return. Okay. And so the only thing that now lingers in my mind is, once again, and I previously stated that, is the amendment of the return an admission of guilt? Or they're going to say, okay, well, we're allowing them to correct a mistake before we have to now start attacking people criminally. So this amend the return dig might be the next step. And it's so funny because I said this a month ago to you guys too, was to amend the return. But remember, just because you amend the return does not cure fraud. And remember, fraud was done when you originally applied for the PPP application. Okay. So just because you amend the return and include it, that means you're not committing tax fraud. Okay. However, that doesn't mean that you didn't commit wire fraud and everything else. Okay. The IRS is just giving you guys some time to correct your mistakes and go from there. Do you guys have any questions, any concerns? If you enjoyed today's topic, put one in the chat. I'm trying to get back in my little routine of trying to go live as much as I can, y'all. Now, it will not be every day. If you're on YouTube, you're just going to have to subscribe so you can get the notifications of when I'm going live. Because my schedule is very sporadic in terms of meetings on a daily basis. And then I'm not spending my evening, y'all, unless I'm teaching a class, don't go live. Remember, I am a mom. Okay. So I need to be with my kids in the evening time. So I will not be going live in the evening time. So set up your notifications on YouTube so you can know when I'm coming live. On Instagram, also set up your notifications. I think you can. Or pay attention when I'm going live, because I cannot say I'm going live at 12 o'clock because no. Okay. All right, guys. I love you guys. I will see you when we have another topic and when there is another update. And don't ridicule me when y'all see my team break out this content. Like, really don't ridicule me. I've been warning you guys to do right. You chose not to. That's on your part. Now you need to clean things up and amend those tax returns. Okay. All right, guys. I love you guys. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Vanessa, you good. Yes, Vanessa, you good. So Vanessa called and say, look, I was about to close out. Vanessa called and say, so I'm catching the end of this. Since you handed out PPP, we good, right? Yes, because you took all of the steps that I asked you to do. And when we submitted the PPP, we did it the correct way. So yes, you are good to go. All right, guys. So you all have an amazing day. And guess what? I will see you guys on the next episode. Bye, y'all.